Alright guys, we have just had some big news. Ring Magazine, Turkey Al Sheikh have announced Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn 2. It's going to happen this November. Let me read out the announcement. The Ring has learnt seller completed the deal for the highly anticipated Chris Eubank Jr. taking on Conor Benn rematch on November 15th in Tottenham Stadium. The event will be presented as The Ring, Unfinished Business. The event will be promoted by seller and sponsored by Riyadh Season and Ring Magazine. That is amazing news. Look, I've spoken about this a few times. Although I wanted Conor Benn to look at his options in the welterweight division, there's no doubt that I still really want to see this fight. The first one was amazing. Everything from the egg to the press conferences to the interviews to Chris Eubank Sr. turning up on the night, and most importantly, the fight did not disappoint. Possibly the best fight I've ever watched. Well, at least the best fight that I've ever watched sort of as it's happening, not retrospectively rewatching it. It was unbelievable. Fantastic fight. Chris Eubank Jr. probably did deserve the win, although if it had been a draw, I would have probably been happy with that as well. It was that good a fight, that close. I thought Conor Benn impressed a lot of people. Most people sort of had Chris Eubank Jr. quite comfortably winning this fight. And Conor Benn, what a performance he put in. I think his performance sent his stocks sky high. So many opportunities opened up for him. He's decided that he wants this one back. I mean, I think he just wants the win. Nigel, he never got the win. Conor, he wants the win. He needs it, I think. He wants it really badly, and hey, it is a massive money fight. Now, it's going to take place at that new Tottenham Stadium, recently built. I'm talking the past sort of 5 to 10 years, maybe not even. It's very new. I think it might be regarded as the best stadium in England, but I could be wrong. It's great. It holds a lot of different events, and I think this one will be unbelievable. It's a bit early to make predictions. I'm not even going to bother. I do hope that I'm not too worried about the storylines going into it, that they were sort of made the first time. I just hope the second fight delivers as much as the first one. It will be really bad, I think, if this one really disappoints, because I don't know whether it will, but it might taint the first one. The other thing I want to talk about is this is going to be seller in Riyadh. Now, if what Turkey Al Sheikh and Ring said before is true, that this one will not be a pay-per-view on DAZN. This should be free. As long as you have your DAZN subscription, it'll be included for everybody to watch, which will be unbelievable. No news on what the undercard is, but I guess another big talking point is this takes place November 15th. Don't forget that November 22nd at the A&B Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Ring 4's on. So we've got Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn and whatever undercard they're going to supply, followed by David Benavidez taking on Anthony Yard, Brian Norman Jr., Devin Haney, Sam Noakes, Abdullah Mason. Like, it's going to be a hectic, you could almost call it 7 days of boxing, you know, one Sunday to the next Sunday, or one Saturday to the next Saturday, depending on where you're watching around the world. It's going to be an unbelievable sort of 10 to 14 days with all the lead-ups and everything in and around these events. Ring Magazine, they're moving mad these days, honestly. Could you imagine what sort of cards we'd be seeing? Like, think back to before Ring, some of the stuff that we were supplied, and think about the fights that we're getting now. I mean, it's completely different. You know what would make this even better? If on like November 29th, Tyson Fury versus AJ. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But Conor Benn versus Eubank Jr. I feel like this fight, well, the first fight, everybody said it's going to come down to how Eubank Jr. handles the weight cut. Now, obviously, he didn't handle it great, but I don't think it impacted his performance wildly. He was still in there and fighting quite well. If anything, he fought a little bit better towards the end of the fight than he did the start, which for someone that would have a weight cut that didn't go great, you'd almost think it goes the other way around. They start off all right, but they fade. He was able to take some of the shots from Conor Benn, but Conor Benn was able to land some big shots. And there's no doubt 2 or 3 times in that fight, both fighters were wobbled. Which way this fight goes, I couldn't tell you at the moment. I want to see how they go, what the build-up's like, what the atmosphere's like. Chris Eubank Jr., if anything, needs to prepare for a more hungry Conor Benn than he did the first time. I think we're going to see an even more active Conor Benn. And not only that, I think Conor Benn is going to come into this fight more confident than the first one. Because in the first one, he came in there with confidence and probably self-belief, but not to the point of the second one, where he'll come into this fight knowing that he's done it before, he's landed those shots before, he knows he can do it. The first one, it was more hope and self-belief in his ability. He's now going to be able to watch the first one and say, I know for a fact that I can hurt this guy, and this time I'm coming in and I will. And I think Chris Eubank Jr., he used his weight and size probably around 8 to 12, maybe a little bit later, and it really started to benefit him, trying to make Conor Benn hold him up against the ropes and really tire him out. I feel like we might see more of that from the start. I think we're going to see 2 people that have learnt a lot from the first one take that in and try and capitalize on those abilities. It's a tough one, man. It is such a good fight. I really hope I don't think it'll be as good as the first one. I'll make that clear, but 80-90% good as the first one, and I'll be happy because that is still some of the best fighting we're going to see this year. Alright guys, that is all the news for today. Very, very excited for this one. To be honest, I'm probably more excited for this one than Ring 4 at the moment. Ring 4's got some great fights on it. I'm particularly looking forward to Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney, but we've seen this fight already, and it was unbelievable. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe if you are new, and I'm out of here, guys. See ya!